this is my first startup actually.
Okay.
And it succeeded. I had anxiety issues, PTSD, all of that, right? I was married in 2019 and 2020 it ended. It was very challenging. Exactly a year later, I was shooting for Shark Tank. I started this 2016.
Then how did you feel like this can be converted into a proper business?
When I was going through divorce, they took over my office. The kind of exposure you get is humongous. Pouring in with orders that night. That whole month, right? Crazy.
Hi guys, this is Akshay and you're watching the Startup Tales, where we bring the inspiring stories from the world of entrepreneurship. Today we are shooting the episode 3 of the Shark Tank series and we have Supriya ma'am with us, the founder of LeafyAffair. Welcome Supriya ma'am on the Startup Tales.
Hi, very excited to be here.
Can you tell me what is LeafyAffair and then how did you get the idea from?
LeafyAffair is an affair with nature. We preserve botanicals like real flowers, seeds, leaves, anything from nature. We preserve it and we create pretty jewelry. So that is what LeafyAffair is about. I started this 2016. Back then this concept was completely new in India. And when I first got to know about this, I was like, wow, this is so amazing where you can wear a piece of nature. This was already in the West. A lot of artists were doing jewelry with moss and everything.
It is something what we like. Okay.
Yeah.
Then how did you feel like this can be converted into a proper business?
My ultimate dream was to do something of my own, but I have no experience and it's not like working as a project manager, working any job. It doesn't give you enough experience for an entrepreneur. Try out small things and you get the learning and then you do the big thing. But then I never thought that,
it would be
this will, yeah. This is my first startup actually.
Okay.
And it succeeded.
So while you started, you were working in some company or you had been quitted and then you started
No. The first 6 months of LeafyAffair's journey, I moonlighted left, right, center.
So what were the few comments what your colleagues gave to you while doing the moonlighting things? Funny comments do you remember?
Yeah, to be very honest, I didn't share it with anybody. Only a few close friends at work. I told them when the products were ready, I showed them, some of them bought also the first few pieces, that was nice. But at the end, the last day, when I was quitting, I told my manager, like the exit interview, I said, I'm starting something on my own. So that's why I'm quitting. And then he asked what? I said this, I explained the concept, he's like, wow, that's very nice. And I gave him my visiting card.
So what are the challenges a woman entrepreneur faces while starting their own business kind of thing?
You're not given the opportunities, the society, the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. I think it all starts from home, okay? Yeah. For a woman especially, how her support system is at home defines later what she becomes.
Yeah.
More. I had anxiety issues, PTSD, all of that, right? That helps.
What are the personal challenges did you face while in the journey of the LeafyAffair thing?
Okay, so not many people know this about me. I was married in 2019, okay? And 2020 it ended. It was very challenging and exactly a year later I was shooting for Shark Tank, right? There's the Shopify graph. And you will see from 2019 is when the website started, okay? And 2021, you'll see the graph going like this, okay? And then those 3 months of when I was going through the divorce and all of that, it just dips and then it again starts and then it grows really high, okay? So I don't know, that 1 year after all of that ended, I just put my entire self into it. So much that at that point when I was going through divorce, they took over my office. For a week, I had orders pouring in and I didn't have my office with me. I didn't have the key. I did not have my products to dispatch. None of the orders could get fulfilled. There were lakhs of rupees of orders. And then things got sorted. And then at that time, I felt I was in like a bottom, I do not know what is going to happen to my startup. Because that was the one thing that kept me like, there was that fire and this is my one thing, I want to make it succeed. Okay. And somewhere it also felt like this is what I'm fighting for. It was like my baby, right? Like when I look at that graph, I feel proud. Sometimes I feel like I should take just that graph and get a tattoo.
Okay, your life graph was going like this and
it was going like this, yes. And then it took off again. So that shows that even if life puts you down for any reason, You can always,
I guess that sad moment was also an opportunity for you to prove that the opportunity
yes.
which came to you and you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
made it.
Yeah. You know, I've heard dialogues like, why do you need this? You're a woman. You just fit in the kitchen. You just have to take care of home. You don't need all this. You're not going to improve India's economy. You know, I've heard all these dialogues. It just gave me so much fire. I'm like, okay, I'll show you. I will contribute to some bit of my country's economy and I'll show you.
Okay, how was your journey of the Shark Tank? Can you
Yeah.
just tell me like what are the challenges did you face and what
Sure.
are the good moments in the Shark Tank?
Okay. See, Shark Tank applications start in the month of May, June. Okay. This was a new thing that I was going to try. In the first 1 or 2 months itself, we got a call for audition. There was audition. There are multiple rounds, right? Like you fill the form, you send a video, you go for an audition, and then you get called for the shoot. Right? Every stage, and I also have very, very good mentors. I'm mentored by Professor Sunil Handa from IMA, whom I met through IMB because we got incubated there. He also mentors Vinita Sugar.
Okay, Sugar Cosmetics.
Sugar Cosmetics. So I didn't even tell him I was kind of applying. I told him once I got the call for audition. And then that 1 hour call I had with him, he roasted me like how a shark would roast. Like as in ask the questions like, okay, how much money are you going to ask? What are you going to do with that money? In that money, tell me how much, where you going to use? Oh, why will you use so much for hiring? Why will you use so much for marketing? You need to have that clarity, right? At that time, I had no clarity. And that 1 hour really helped me. It was amazing because, and then at the end he said, see, this is how it's going to be. Call me in 10 minutes, prepare all the answers, call me again. Okay? So I sat, I had like no reference point, nothing. I just took a book and then I wrote, what are my marketing costs now? What are my operational costs? How much team I have? What should I do if I have to grow? So even if I'm asking funding from sharks, like this much I need, then I should show them a revenue growth of this much in the coming years. And then I prepared, okay? But just that one small activity, okay? It was just one evening, let's say, like 2-3 hours. It set me up for like the next 3-4 years. The Shark Tank experience from the start, it's given me a lot of learning, a lot of things that I didn't know about, like how to pitch properly. How many times I've practiced pitch. The Shark Tank shoot that happens, we're there in the studio at Mumbai for like about 4 days or something. I made sure even to anybody there for that 4 days, I only spoke in Hindi. Because my Hindi was, I'm a South Indian, right?
Okay.
My Hindi was not great, but I spoke to everybody in that broken Hindi. Even the cab driver, everybody there.
अभी भी आप हिंदी में बात कर सकते
हैं. बात कर सकती हूँ. थोड़ा ऐसे हो गया, but I can manage.
Yeah.
But you know what happened after Shark Tank is the kind of exposure you get is humongous. I mean, we were pouring in with orders that night. I mean, that whole month, right? Crazy. Some of my office employees, they were staying overnight. We had beds in office. Our office was fully filled with packages, packaging material, Sunday, Saturday. And then also side by side, we were creating great content with our Shark Tank episode. Some of them went viral. We got like 7 million views. Okay. Right. So with every 100K, we would all just get up and dance. So it was a 1 month long of adrenaline rush. It was beautiful. And I think this is like my most valuable memory from my startup journey. In case future I do so many other things also, this will be like my favorite
I'm just
memory.
Enjoying and brushing over here. I'm just enjoying with what you're speaking.
Yeah.
If you talk about the numbers, okay, what was your valuation when you got aired or when you went on Shark Tank, and what is the valuation at present?
See, it's almost doubled. At that time, we were a 10 CR valuation. Now we are a 20 CR valuation, which is exactly a year gap.
What's the ticket size of your each and every product? What's the average ticket size of your products?
It's around 1,000. Okay, so we have products 800, 900. We have 1,000, 200, 1,300.
So you only sell on your website, right? That's
yeah. That's also another thing. We were not on any marketplace that time on Shark Tank. Even now, we're not on any marketplace. I mean, a lot of people ask me why. See, it's not that we want to decrease our market size or people we sell to, anything like that. It's just the belief I have in our own marketing. But having said that, now I think is the time for us to enter into marketplaces.
I guess you're generating the content in, day by day so that.
Yeah, in-house. Everything, content in-house, marketing in-house.
So can you tell me like how content creation is helping you to increase your sales?
So today, no matter what kind of marketing you do, performance marketing, ads on Facebook, blah, 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 if your content is not good, you're dead.
Okay.
So content is super, super important.
Even these days, I'm looking at the ads, trying to understand ads. First, we used to just skip the ads. Okay. If you go to the YouTube or watch on TV or some other place, okay,
Yeah,
Netflix and all, whenever the ads pop up, right, we used to skip. But when I'm trying to learn about this ad, how marketing works, I'd never skip the ads. I try to understand the mentality of what the person who has done the content, right, what is trying to say.
Right. I would say one thing, you should still skip, but you will find certain content in that first 2 seconds, it will say something that you won't skip automatically.
Automatically.
That is the kind of ad you should learn from.
Can you tell me one catchy ad which made you not to skip? And then
See, there's this Vinod cookware.
okay.
It's called the SAS bottom. There's this ad where this chef is chopping vegetables, but he's throwing the vegetables to a kadai which is up there, hung somewhere, okay? And there is one more person sitting on the attic trying to do this. And then a group of people come and they ask, what are you doing? He's like, if I keep it on the fire, it'll get burnt. Okay.
Okay.
And then they come and say, no, this is Vinod. It has 3 layers. I mean, the clarity of how much information I remember.
I've seen this ad of Fevicol. I was just watching some of the podcast and I was like analyzing how ads work.
Yeah.
So there was a good ad what that bought during the COVID times. Okay, the chairs and tables, whatever were there, right, they were at a distance.
Okay.
And people, when we go a group of 5 to 10 members, we try to drag the chairs from other place and sit in a one group.
Okay.
And they're stuck the chairs and the chair is not able to move and they'd written Fevicol ka majboot jod.
Oh,
something.
funny, yeah.
So there are some of the crazy and funny ads what this big brand gets.
Correct.
Even I can see the Blinkit ads or Flipkart, okay, Ajio people.
Yeah.
They get so interesting ads. Before you used to not concentrate, but once we are trying to learn and understand about this, every ad makes sense for us.
Yeah, yeah. And even this Happy Dent ads, it was very Purana ad this is, where there's like a palace, there'll be lights on the compound na. Instead of light, there are people sitting
Ringy.
and they just eat it and they just open their mouth.
I guess that was too much knowledge poured in this podcast and thank you Supriya ma'am for coming on the Startup Tales and we wish you all the best for your business.
Thank you so much. It was really, really fun spending time with you guys and doing this podcast with Startup Tales. So all the best to you guys.